And we are in the kitchen. You know, when a family in Idaho Falls faced a life-changing health diagnosis, they turned to food as a source of healing. What started as a personal journey has now grown into a national snack brand with a powerful mission. Joining us now to share the story behind the brand is co-founders. We have Kelsi and Cassandra of Kelsi's Brownie. These are brownie bites, right?
Brownie batter bites.
Brownie batter bites.
Yes.
Okay, delicious. Cannot wait to sample and try. But I want to first start by talking about the reason that this even exists today, right? Which is a very heartfelt Idaho root story. And that's what I really would like to begin by bringing some light to. So tell us about your mom, how you and your mom started exploring the brownie batter bites, and what led you to even starting to do this?
Yeah, so when I was 12, actually, so I was very young, my mom experienced a health challenge, and her intestines, they totally flipped over, and she had to find a new way to eat. And she'd always kind of been on a health journey of some sort. I have 7 older siblings, so she spent a lot of time in the kitchen making food and always was upping her game of making it more healthy, tasting better. And when I was 12, she had this happen and learned how to eat a raw food diet.
Okay.
Which is just fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. And you don't cook any of it, so it's very extreme. And in order to eat that way, you have to kind of know what you're doing. And so she started going to California and Puerto Rico, learning how to take your standard American diet and transforming it into just fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, and making it taste amazing. Like, it was beautiful, and I was like, wow. Even as a 12-year-old, I was like, I want to eat this food.
Yes.
This is so cool. Like, they have ice cream, and you have all of this, lasagnas, and
really, with just those ingredients?
Yes.
That's
so
incredible.
It's a whole new world. And at 12, I saw this, and I was like, whoa, this is something I need to learn. And I went with her to California and also to Puerto Rico, and I started taking classes. She was certified as a raw food chef, and I was just right under her, learning and observing. And we came back to Idaho Falls, which is a very small town.
Yes.
And we started teaching these raw food classes. And one of the recipes that we taught are these brownie batter bites that we sell today.
Wow.
And people were asking for me after the class, and I started that in junior high and did that all the way up into 2019 as a side hobby, making these, tweaking them, making them better, and continuously doing that even to this day. And yeah, in 2019, I decided, I was like, man, if people are really loving this, and I'm in small town Idaho Falls, I know other people are gonna love this. So I went to a juice bar, and they wanted to sell them, and it was so exciting. They did very well. And right at that time, unfortunately, my mom, she got 3 months to live, or 3 years. And it was really like kind of a time that I was like, whoa, it kind of hit you. This was what I've done with her my whole life. And it was a very incremental time in my life where she really pushed me. And she's like, you know what, you really can do this. Like, you've been prepping for this really your whole life, and go for it. And she really gave me that little push that I needed. And I remember getting to my first grocery store in Brolem just shortly after the juice bar. And I went to go check on my product, and to my surprise, there was nothing on the shelf.
It was all gone. Your product wasn't there because people were eating it.
Well,
that's
listen to this. So it was actually, I was like, I don't think anyone even knows about my product yet. In the past, I just had a little brown bag. So these are just in a little brown bag. I was selling on my own and sending it off to the grocery store. And I went to my mom's house that night and opened her deep freeze, and she had all of my chocolates there, and she was just passing them out like Costco samples to all of her friends and really spreading the word. And
so she was marketing for you?
Yes. Yeah, she just
grassroots marketing.
Yes. Yeah,
totally supported you.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
Yeah, unfortunately, after that, she passed away 3 months later. So it was very bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, and this kind of lives on a little bit in her honor,
and it is cool to keep doing something that carries her legacy on. She's such an amazing woman. And shortly after, I met Cassandra. Just right after,
Yes. So I actually had recently moved to Idaho Falls, saw Kelsi's business written up in a local Instagram post, and was instantly intrigued because this concept of healthy chocolate was totally foreign. I've always eaten a ton of candy, but also try to eat healthy, and those do not mesh, really. So I ran to Brulem's, this one store where Kelsi was near her house in Idaho Falls, tried the product, and was sort of hemming and hawing, I want to ask about this, I want to learn more, get involved, and finally my husband basically told me, stop talking about this, reach out to this lady. DM'd her on Instagram, and and we met a couple of days later, and we've been working together for almost 6 years.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
that's so beautiful. That in itself is also a beautiful story. There's a lot of lovely relationships that this Kelsi's has really created, right? And fostered and grown.
And I would add that Kelsey's mom, it was an ALS diagnosis. I don't know if you mentioned that.
I did not
It
know.
was ALS, which is a horrible disease,
Yes,
and we now donate 5% of our profits to ALS research and support in her honor, because it's just such one of these rare problems that there are no cures for, there's not that much understanding, so it's a really powerful movement that we're happy to help support financially and raise awareness.
You're a great partner. I'm glad she's a part of the team. Yes, that's very, very important.
Nice
All right, well, let's talk about some of these delicious flavors that you've been able to create then. As mentioned, you know, this all came organically from the heart of you and your mom in the kitchen, right? All focused on having a really healthy diet, improving health, but then still enjoying that sweet treat, right, that we all love.
Indulgent.
Okay, so we have some multiple flavors, but you've also created this adorable fruit and Kelsi kebab. Tell us about the kebab.
It's just fruit in our bites. I mean, they're just.
So this is what the bites look like. So they come out of a package, and they're 3 squares.
I'm
like
sampling
this.
as we're talking.
Yes, and what we've done for the kebabs. This is all Kelsey's idea. So we've cut them in
together.
2.
We've done this together.
And then speared different fruits with them, which we both have children. So another big part of our business is not only remembering Kelsey's mom. I cooked a ton with my mom growing up, but also nourishing our own families. We have. Kelsi has 3 boys, I have 2, so I think part of it's a little sanctuary for us, honestly, from all the chaos of our young children. But
I love the kebab idea. This is delicious, absolutely delicious.
And kid-friendly, I mean, I would add.
Kid-friendly, and you'd mentioned simple ingredients. What is in a bar?
Yeah, so the main ingredient is almonds, actually.
Okay.
So the number 1 ingredient.
So high protein.
Yeah, and then we use honey and dates, cacao powder, coconut oil as the base, and that's the 5 core ingredients. And then from there, we'll add what we need to flavor it. So like our mint bar right here.
That's your favorite?
My personal favorite. I love to eat them when I'm done eating. They're already in little squares, so it's perfect just to have a square when I'm done eating. Very satisfying. But yeah, this one has puffed quinoa and peppermint oil with those 5 ingredients. So very simple and.
Nourishing little treat. This is fantastic.
What do you think of the flavor?
I love it. I mean, it is really. I was expecting something a little more overpowering and a little sweet, which I tend to find sometimes in bars similar to this. This is honestly, you've hit the perfect balance.
Thank you.
It is not too sweet. The texture is really great. It's not overly chewy, right? Honestly, and I'm not just saying that because you're here. This is really a great bar. This is honestly, seriously, patting you on the back, you and your mom. Again, your proceeds go to ALS. Where can they go to find out more about how you're giving back to the community and where they can find your bar?
Kelsey'sKitchen.com.
Yep. So our website is kelsyskitchen.com. We are sold locally at both Boise Co-op locations. Hopefully soon in Albertsons. Like you mentioned, we're sold across the country, but we've been really thoughtful about making sure we're working with grocery stores that share our values, that have customers who want something healthy. It's kind of a new concept and not something many customers are familiar with, because I mean, even 5 years ago, if you had told me, was there something that tasted like this made with these ingredients, I would have been like, give me a Snickers.
Yeah, exactly. I don't believe you.
Yeah, get out.
Speaking of Snickers, though, too, you do have peanut butter. It looks like a caramel flavor as well. You have raspberry flavor.
Yeah, that's the power.
You have all the sweet treat options for everybody. And not to mention, this would be great too with school starting.
Yes.
I would definitely put this in my kids' bag.
He loves the salted peanut caramel, my boys, so.
Wonderful. Ladies, thank you so much. And I'm so glad to see your success here. As mentioned, Idaho Falls, Idaho grown, making us proud. Really appreciate that. Everyone, stick around. More to come on Idaho Today right after the break. Truly delicious, seriously.